They say if you ever leave this world and step into another, time may not follow you the same way. And when you return, everything you knew might already be gone. Long ago, in a quiet fishing village by the sea in Japan, there lived a young fisherman named Urashima Taro. He was kind-hearted and gentle, the kind of man who never ignored suffering, no matter how small. Every day, he would sail out into the open sea, casting his nets and living a simple, peaceful life. One afternoon, as he was walking along the shore, he heard laughter and shouting. A group of children had gathered around something, kicking and throwing stones. When Taro got closer, he saw a small turtle struggling helplessly in the sand. Without hesitation, he rushed forward, pushed the children aside, and carefully picked up the trembling creature. Its shell was scratched, its movements weak. Taro gently carried it back to the water and released it into the sea. For a brief moment, the turtle stayed near the surface, looking at him, almost as if it understood. Then it disappeared beneath the waves. The next day, while Taro was out fishing, something strange happened. The same turtle appeared again, but this time, it was larger, and there was something unusual about it. It swam closer and spoke. It thanked him for his kindness and told him that it was no ordinary turtle, but a servant of the dragon palace beneath the sea. As a reward, it offered to take him to a place no human had ever seen. Before Taro could fully understand what was happening, he was guided into the depths of the ocean, but instead of drowning, he found himself able to breathe. The cold darkness of the sea transformed into a world of light and color. Coral towers rose like castles, glowing fish moved like drifting lanterns, and the water itself felt warm and alive. At the heart of this underwater world stood a magnificent palace. There, he was welcomed by a beautiful princess named Otoheim. She greeted him with kindness and gratitude, telling him that he had been brought there because of his compassion. Taro stayed. Days passed, or what felt like days. He ate delicious food, listened to enchanting music, and wandered through halls filled with wonders. Beyond imagination, everything felt peaceful, timeless, perfect. But slowly, something began to change inside him. He started thinking about his home, his village, his life on the surface. A quiet longing grew in his heart. Eventually, he went to the princess and told her he wanted to return. Otoheim's smile faded slightly, but she understood. Before he left, she gave him a small, beautifully decorated box. She looked at him seriously and said, "You may take this with you, but you must never open it, no matter what happens." Taro promised. The turtle returned him to the surface, to the shore where he once stood. But the moment he stepped onto the land, something felt wrong. The village looked unfamiliar. The houses were different. The people were strangers. He asked about his family, but no one recognized the names. It was as if the world he knew had vanished. Slowly, the truth began to settle in. While he had spent what felt like a few days in the Dragon Palace, many years had passed in the human world. Everything was gone. Confused, lost, and overwhelmed, Taro held the box tightly in his hands. It was the only thing he had left from that other world. He remembered the princess's warning. Do not open it. But standing alone in a world that no longer belonged to him, curiosity and desperation took over. With trembling hands, He opened the box. At once, a thick, white mist poured out. Before he could react, his body began to change. His hair turned white. His skin wrinkled. His strength faded in an instant. All the years he had escaped came rushing back at once. In a matter of moments, he became an old man, and as he stood there, on the same shore where his journey had begun, he realized the truth. Some worlds are not meant to be left, and some choices cannot be undone. Then quietly, as the waves touched the sand, Urashima, Taro closed his eyes, and his story came to an end.